All right. Hi, hello, everybody. I have recently seen the story that is going on with Halle Berry. She's currently going through, she has been going through a battle custody with the father of her child. I think that his name is Gabriel Aubrey, and the battle that they have been going against each other is in regards to their child. And since she's a minor, I won't be mentioning her name. But I was very curious to see why, like right now, I think that she has been. She came out to the public, and she mentioned that she is being forced by the court in the United States to pay around 16K in child support to her daughters, to her child's father. And she mentioned that she has been in this situation for the past 10 years, which is amazing. It's amazing. She has been having a lot of trouble in regards to her children, especially this one with her with this person that she decided to procreate with. And I was very curious to see as to why she's going with this kind of issues. And I went to see her birth chart, and I was actually very surprised to what I found out. Just a few things that stood out straight away as I looked at her natal chart. I won't be doing a very detailed reading because I'm just learning, but I have learned a few things that can immediately stand out to me as I looked at it. And one of the things that came out that I saw straight away is the fact that her natal chart is full of critical degrees. For example, critical degrees 0 are 0 degrees and 29. 0 degrees is when you have just you were born into the very beginning of a certain sign, and that means that you are meant to be like a pioneer on that sign. You have to learn how to you have very fresh energy, and you have to make something out of that energy. It's fresh. You have to learn to work with it, and if you learn to work with it, then you can achieve great things. Now the 29 degrees is this means that you have been in that particular sign for different lives, let's put it that way. You have been in, if you believe in reincarnation, this means that she has been going through many different lives in this particular sign, and this might be her last lifetime in this particular sign. She's like on the edge, ready to go to the next. So in this particular lifetime, she has plenty of difficulties. She has challenges, let's put it that way. She have loads of challenges, because this is a very both degrees have their own specific challenges, but the 29 degrees is it's heavy. It can be very very heavy. And her mission here is to make sure that she achieves everything that she has to achieve in order to go over onto the next sun sign. There are other critical degrees as well, but these two in particular, the 0 degree and the 29 degree, are very very critical. So as you can see, she has 29 degrees already here in her midheaven. Yeah, She has, well, this is not 29, but 28 is very, very close. She has 28 degrees in her Saturn. 22 degrees is another massive critical degree. Many astrologers refer to this degree as the serial killer degree. You know, it comes with a lot of some astrologers call it, you know, they said that it has a malefic influence. And then she has 23 there, 29 degrees here in her Venus, 21 there, and 18 degree is also a critical one. Some astrologers also think that it has a malefic influence. You know, 18 is triple Virgo. That's 6 times 3, so it's basically 6 and 6. It is very, very heavy, and she has another, her vertex in Libra is also at 22 degrees. So as you can see, she has a very mostly mature, apart from these 1, 2, that one is actually 1 degree, which is, oh sorry, no, that's 9. She has a very, 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 very mature natal chart, and her dominants, from what I could see, are Jupiter, Venus, and let's go back to that website. Her dominants are Venus, Neptune, and Jupiter. Her dominant houses are 4, 3, and 7. And we can actually have a look here. As you can see, her Venus is in Cancer at 29 degrees. Okay, let's look at her dominant at 29 degrees. And in the 4th house, this is a dominant and this is a dominant as well, meaning that her life is very influenced by this particular aspect. Jupiter as well, and it is at the very critical degree of 22, and this is in Cancer. Remember that she is that the 3rd house, yeah, is a dominant as well, and her 7th house is also another dominant. And from what I could see, her Venus at 29 degrees in her 4th house means that she would have plenty of trouble. Okay, this house could mean that she would have trouble both in her childhood. Okay, I heard that her father wasn't really present in her life, and also in regards to her, it could also be related to her children. Venus is related to her love life as well, as we have seen over the years. Unfortunately, Miss Berry hasn't really been you know, she has had different partners over the years. She has just given some news that she has broken up with her boyfriend, so this is a massive significant placement in her life. The Venus at 29 degrees is very heavy in her life, in her natal chart. It influences both her love life and her home life. They are both very influenced by this aspect. Her emotions are also in the 4th house, and her moon was quite immature. Her her emotions, her moon at 3 degrees. 3 degrees. This is a very young degree, so she probably had, to mature, to come to mature throughout, her emotions throughout over the years as she grew up. And another thing that I want to show in her natal chart is the house for children. The fifth house represents fun, how you have fun, children, gambling, and etc, etc. And she has Uranus here, Uranus at 18 degree. 18, like I said, many other astrologers consider this to be a malefic, let's say, degree. I have a 18 degree as well placement in my own natal chart, so I can more or less confirm this influence. It's not all bad, guys, not all bad, but it does have influence. And as you can see, the fifth house is ruled by Virgo, Uranus, and Pluto. This basically shows me that her life would take another turn. Uranus, sudden changes, would take another turn once she would have children, and that she would work a lot. She would have to work hard for these children. Virgo represents working hard. So the changes that Uranus caused in her life once she had children was to fight for her children, as you can see here. Pluto is also represents changes. It does maturity. You have to, the turning point in our lives are usually both Uranus and Pluto. Uranus is the sudden change, and Pluto is when you have to mature in life. It's that turning point in your life. So her life has changed a lot since she had her own children. She was the first part of her life wasn't easy because of her parents. Her parents split up and her father wasn't too present, so it was more her and her mother. But then she became Miss United States, from what I can recall. And then she became a famous actress. So the first part of her life wasn't well, let's put it that way. She had plenty going on, plenty of good things happening in her life, the first part. Now the second part, it seems that she's struggling. Once Uranus activated her children's house, she has had to work even more. She had to work even more in regards to her children. And as you can see, her midheaven is also at 29 degrees, and it is it is aspecting both her third house and her fourth house. This is a square, meaning that these houses, she would have to work quite a lot. These are houses that she needed to really pay a lot of attention on this. And another thing that I wanted to bring up is for both the first house and the seventh house. The first house and the seventh house. I have been studying some many natal charts. I'm still studying astrology, so please don't take this too seriously. But from my research, what I have noticed is that the seventh house can indeed give you clues on how the people that you're going to attract, your partners. And since she has Mars in her, this is the traditional horoscope, traditional astrology. Both Scorpio and Aries are ruled by Mars. I know that now Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, but Scorpio still has a lot of it. I like to think that it is ruled by both, because I can see that Scorpio people, they do have some Martian energy, going on in there. It's not as explosive, constantly exploding like the Aries, but I can see it's like a more subtle energy. So here I usually like to use both Pluto and Mars. So but I'm going to use Mars here because it's very important, because I keep seeing this trend. This is a trend that I keep on seeing. When you have Mars on the 7th house and then Venus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. When you have Mars on the 7th house and Venus on the 1st house, this I see you. This is you. 1st house. This is you. Self-expression. If you learn the meaning of the houses, 1st house represents you, your self-expression, how you are, obviously we throughout our lives, our lives is ruled sometimes, we go around the houses as we grow up. Our lives can be ruled at some point by the 2nd house, at some point by the 6th house, at some point by the 10th, and so on and so forth, and it keeps going round and round and round and round and round. But the 1st house, it is your self-expression. It is more or less who you are, let's say. And she is a Venusian. She's a Venusian woman, and as you can see here, she is ruled. Her dominant is Venus. She is a Venusian woman, and in her 7th house, she has Mars. This means the kind of partner that she is going to attract. And what is Mars? Mars is explosive. Mars is quick. Mars is competitive. The Mars energy likes to compete, be fast, be quick. It's here now and then it's gone, and it's ready to fight. It's ready to. So usually, when you have Mars in the 7th house, it usually means that your partner is going to be. They're gonna have the Martian qualities, okay? There's the good ones and bad ones for all the signs, so it is the same for Mars as well. So her partners usually are when you have Mars in the 7th house, this means that your partner has very competitive energy, and usually they compete with you, against you, in one way or another. The environment at home is not really of peace and calm and quiet. I'm not gonna say that you never have that. You do have that, but you also have the constant, some sort of competition. You compete with your partner. This is something that will happen. Now, when it's the opposite, when you have Venus here and Mars there, you might be the feisty one, but then you get the the charming, the more easygoing, I would say, the more let's do things together, the lovely partner. Like I said, it's not always like that, but you're gonna have mostly that kind of energy you have more possibilities, more tendency to get a partner like that. When you have Mars in the 7th house, you will tend to have a husband who is competing with you, a husband who it's more like, okay, we are both here, but let's see who gets this first, let's see who gets that first, let's see. They can even be very demanding. They can be I don't want to give out too much information about my own personal life, but I do know a couple with this placement, a woman with this placement, and her husband. She has Mars on the 7th house, and her husband is he competes with her. He's not very helpful. He's not the most loving husband, I would say. He works hard to an extent, but he doesn't really help her. he works hard for himself. I would say that he works hard for himself. He doesn't work hard for both of them. And it's like she is a soft woman. She's a soft woman, actually. She has Mars here in the first house, but her overall natal chart makes her a soft woman. But she has this very competitive husband who's just he's aggressive, and it is complicated. But yeah, I looked at her chart, and it was very interesting. Like I said, I'm not professional. I'm still learning astrology, but I just looking at her natal chart, just seeing the late degrees signs just called my attention straight away. The sign that she has on her 5th house, which is related to children, and what she has, the fact that she has her Venus in the 4th house, Venus at 29 degrees, her Jupiter as well at 22 degrees, which is, Jupiter in Cancer is good when it comes to children, is a favorable placement. However, it is at 22 degrees, meaning that, something would happen sooner or later. So, yes, this is just a brief reading, and I'll keep on practicing. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Bye.